There we are. This must be the last of the Earthlings.
What's up, Doc?
Earth has been conquered by Mars, which means I rule this planet now, and all surviving Earthlings are now my lifelong servants. That includes you.
Me? Lifelong servant? Now, wait just a minute, Doc.
You will perform my every bidding or be destroyed.
Now, you mean to tell me you're gonna make me put up more of all this Martian signage?
Yes, if I so see fit.
You're gonna have me run all your Martian errands?
That's right.
Ooh! You're gonna make me clean that filthy ray gun of yours?
Yes, and I'll have you do so right now.
Okay, I got this. A quick polish ought to do the trick. My heavens, when's the last time you cleaned this thing? Jeez, there must be 10 layers of space dust caked on.
Okay, I think you got it.
You think so, but no. There's still some crud on the liquefy switch.
Wait! Don't touch that!
There we go. Good as new. That's all, folks.
Thank you.
Nice job.
Thank you, guys. That was.
Do you do this for a living?
One take. Hello and welcome to the Looney Tunes Cartoons panel for San Diego Comic-Con at home. My name is Eric Bauza, and as you just saw, I'm clearly insane, but I also happen to be the voice of
Bugs Bunny,
Marvin the Martian,
as well as Daffy Duck, woohoo, and Tweety Bird, I taught Comic-Con panel.
and thank you for joining us today. Looney Tunes Cartoons is the glorious return of the beloved Looney Tunes characters, starring in simple, gag-driven, and visually vibrant stories. We did not reinvent the wheel here. We went back to the drawing board, literally. And the series is available to watch right now on HBO Max. And I am here today with an all-star panel of creatives who bring this awesome show to life. So please welcome, we got executive producer and showrunner of Looney Tunes Cartoons, Pete Browngardt.
Hey, everybody.
We got art director Aaron Spurgeon.
Hey, folks.
We got supervising producer Alex Kirwan.
Hello, Comic-Con.
Storyboard artist Caroline Director.
What's up, everybody?
Assistant art director Keika Yamaguchi.
Hi, everybody.
To date, Looney Tunes Cartoons has aired 40 episodes featuring over 80 shorts, and we've barely scratched the surface. How has the experience of making the show matched or differed from your expectations?
I'll start it. I'll say that going into this project, it was extremely intimidating. The classic Looney Tunes shorts are, in my opinion, the greatest animated shorts ever created by the people of Earth. I knew I could bring sort of a love and a respect to it. So when I went in to meet with Sam Register, the president of Warner Brothers Animation, I sort of tried to convey that I wanted to bring it back to sort of its original form, not try to reinvent it, but just honor it on the art style, but also the storytelling and the character, being true to the characters and who they are and how they interact with each other. And it's been an incredible experience. I mean, I try to stay in the moment when we're doing all this stuff and appreciate the time that I'm spending with these characters and this property, because I know it won't last forever, but I wanted to just enjoy the experience. It really felt like we created an atmosphere of harmony creatively, and we're able to sort of all be our best and strive for the best to try to honor these wonderful characters.
I think for me, it was so intimidating going into all this, and I really didn't know what to expect. I was like, how are we gonna do this? And it was kind of scary. Maybe I didn't know about the environment. Is it, it's a very daunting task, like Pete was saying. And then when I actually got in there and was hanging out with everybody, we just had so much fun, like laughing every day, cracking each other up, and it was just a really great time. And I think it shows in the shorts.
I got 5-1 on the old wavy.
Looney Tunes is for me. It's kind of like the opera of animation. Like people say, it's very intimidating. It's like how do you I wouldn't even say improve upon it, but how do you bring it to the current age, I guess you would say.
Listen, Doc, you gotta get with the times. If you want to catch me, you gotta modernize.
I'll echo what everybody else is saying. Is like going into it with a tremendous amount of terror, just having to work with your favorite thing ever, and being so afraid, I'm gonna botch it up in some way, and I'm gonna ruin it for everybody who loves this thing. And it is, like Aaron mentioned, opera. Like I keep thinking of it like learning classical ballet. Like it's something you may be familiar with it. You may have gone to the ballet a bunch of times, but actually having to perform it is sort of like is a whole nother thing.
You're getting out of here! Oh, no, you don't, Buster.
I was so nervous going in that I didn't realize how much I was going to enjoy the process of it. And I feel like I could do this forever. It's just such a blast.
Well, 1,000 minutes seems like forever, but I guess when you're working with the Looney Tunes, it might feel like less than that. So here we are. I think this is is this now our second Comic-Con at home panel with San Diego Comic-Con?
It is. I've been through both sides of the pandemic.
This is kind of like, we would normally be sitting with a room of 1,000 people minimum, and probably sign some posters and greet the fans. These days and in this time, what extent are you able to gauge fan reaction? What have you guys experienced so far since the show premiered?
So for me, I'm actually surprised at how what do you call it? How much I didn't know about Looney Tunes by some of the fans. Actually, I have to kind of keep on my toes. Like a fan will come to me with a fact about something, and I'm like, oh, I gotta go check on that myself. I should know that.
Yeah.
And so it's been quite a learning experience that way. And one of the happiest things that I've come across is people saying that they're so thankful that that we that we're bringing this back in kind of like a faithful way to the originals.
Hello, San Antonio. Say, what kind of cowboy hat is this? Call me crazy, but I don't think I'm in Texas.
I love when they're really happy when we bring back an obscure character like a Cecil Turtle or Beaky Buzzard or Pete Puma. I mean, Pete Puma's been back in some of the other incarnations, but yeah, it's really nice. And they also notice the attention to detail on certain things, like certain side characters. Like in one of the shorts, Daffy and Elmer are in court, and there's the judge who's this dog humanoid character.
Are you trying to turn my courtroom into a circus?
A big prize for a big strong man.
So cute.
It's from Daffy Doodles, and it was like somebody spotted that and put up a frame grab and corrected somebody online going, no, it's not a new character, it's from this old short. And we really did our homework. We had all the classic shorts at our fingertips on our server, so we were able to reference them and really study them, and also just be able to pull those like sort of Easter egg gems to throw in there.
I love seeing the fan art. I love seeing when people do now they're doing the sculptures and making maquettes out of the characters. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah.
Like when the fans start making their own merchandise, that's how I feel you got to a certain tier of admiration.
It's so realistic.
This is a question directed to Pete. Surely the critical and fan response to Looney Tunes cartoons has validated your approach. How much has that emboldened you as you continue to create new shorts?
I'm always afraid of just everyone's going to hate everything that I make. But so any kind of positivity was really welcomed and felt good. halfway through, I started to realize how proud I was of everyone's work on the show. And I really thought that if these things could go out untouched, that I think people would react and feel positive about what we were creating. It makes me feel good that I made good choices and made me confidence that maybe moving on in my career and my next projects, that maybe my choices will be correct. And I will be able to do it. But yeah, it feels really good. Still, I mean, it's still, whenever I see a clip of the classic ones, it's very humbling, just the sheer artistry that they had. But I'd like to think that they had 40 years and we had 3 years.
That's what is so great, is they were constantly experimenting. And I think
And learning.
that we were doing so many, that was sort of a mentality that I had to get used to, but I really liked, that we were doing such a huge volume that we did get to experiment. We got to try things out. Let's try this. This character used to be an adversarial character. Let's try a solo short with this character, or let's try sort of a different format or situation. Let's try one where Bugs is a little bit, the Cecil Turtle. Maybe Bugs is the antagonist in this one. Bob Clampett would do that sometimes. And because you're not just making 12 cartoons, let's see what people think of this.
I can't stress this enough, that the freedom that Sam and Audrey and the people at Warner Bros. Animation gave us to do this. If they micromanaged us and questioned everything we were doing, we would have failed immediately, because it was a huge amount of content to create very quickly, and we just had to trust our gut and move forward.
Let's talk about favorite moments now in Looney Tunes cartoons. This is like clearly the most it's ever been a cartoonist-driven approach, not just how funny they talk or what they say, but how they act and like those things that aren't spoken. Like there are just some visually stimulating and funny like moments in this with the characters. What are some of your favorite moments or shorts from the series so far? Clearly for me, mine was earlier just now, like getting to see Bugs and Marvin, one of my favorite pairings. But I mean, growing up as a kid, obviously, like getting to see them duke it out, but never in a million years did I ever think that I would be performing. Like when I got to perform those characters in the booth for the very first time, like I think Pete, you told me like, yeah, tomorrow you're gonna be Marvin and Bugs, and I was just like, my mind was blown. So what are your favorite moments, guys, if you can recall?
My favorite was actually the one that you acted out.
Oh,
that was actually one of my favorite parts. The mixture between the acting, the fact that Bugs Bunny woke up out of his hole in the morning, and the morning colors, and seeing in that really long shot with the color changing from that bright sunny morning to like this disastrous landscape. Another one of my favorites is Petunia, like Picture Perfect.
I've got to take the perfect picture today.
I feel like Carolyn, she was flawlessly bought into this ecosystem, like this a character that basically we saw seconds of in the past, and Carolyn made this really fleshed out character of Petunia, and she's just like I love her endless optimism, I guess you would say.
All the way up there. Good. I miss leg day today.
Thanks, Aaron.
Okay.
As far as like favorite short that I worked on, it probably was Picture Perfect, and with Petunia, just because it felt like such a unique experience to like get to form this character's personality, and I think it was really important to show her just being as gross as one of the guy characters like Porky or Bugs, and she gets beat up just like all the other ones. And it was really fun.
It could have been worse. Ah!
that was a character that we were really intimidated to tackle because we knew it meant sort of creating a personality that she didn't have before, and we knew we wanted her to be a star character.
You got to imagine, like, you got a bunch of dudes in a room trying to create a female star, and we had a bunch of ideas of what might work, what might work. And we bring Caroline in, and we kind of go, what if it's this, what if it's that? And then Caroline goes away for weeks and comes back with this gem of a cartoon. So it was like, she really brought it all together. We had a bunch of ideas up on the wall. We didn't really, we actually casted a lot. We went through casting process on her for a while. We didn't really settle on the right casting.
Laura Jill Miller does a great job with the.
Does a fantastic job on the voice. Yeah.
David Gemmell, my director, he really helped. We just kind of sat in the room and talked about who should she be and what should she be like. And I think I'm really happy to see the positive messages from the fans about her.
For sure, and there's more to come. There's more Petunia cartoons coming. Yeah. So that's a little secret, little Comic-Con secret exclusive.
Well, wonders never cease.
Keika, do you have any favorite moments?
As far as favorite moments, I like Daffy Dentist a lot.
What seems to be the problem, chum? I have a sorry toenail? Tendon? Triple chin? Ticonderoga? Come on, out with it!
I personally have like a memory of that's one of the first shorts that I was asked to assistant art direct, and it was I felt like I was had to learn as fast as I can what I'm supposed to do. So I like the storyline in Daffy Dentist. It's in the front of beginning, Porky has this like giant mass of toothache and pulsating, looks really painful. And then the buildup of like entering an awful lobby and being asked like security questions. It's so funny. And I was watching my spouse watch this, and it's a lot of screaming and squealing.
Now let's see those choppers, Private. Yes, sir?
Caroline, and that's one of yours as well, right?
It is, yeah.
Oh, it is?
Keika.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, it's I love it.
It's a really fun one to make.
Yeah, I could tell. It was really funny.
I also related to it a lot because while we were making the episode, I was actually in and out of the dentist's office a lot during that time.
Perfect.
Good inspiration.
Now, Pete and Alex, we already kind of talked about this a little bit, but how did you guys decide which characters to feature of all, like, the really, aside from the marquee characters, one of the greatest things about the show is that you've been able to incorporate so many obscure characters, like you said, the judge.
Well, we had the our main cast. We had our core, which is Bugs Daffy, Tweety Sylvester, and Porky, and then we sort of branched out after that and started incorporating. Of course, we're going to do Roadrunner and Coyote. Alex brought in this picture from when he had it a kid. It was beautifully illustrated. I don't know who did the drawing, but it was like one of those big sort of mural style of all the characters of Looney Tunes.
Like several hundred Looney Tune characters.
Yeah, all of them. And they have a key and they have the number and you can find out which name, all the names. Right. And we had that up in the story room and we would walk up to it and just look at it and go, well, what are we going to do? But one thing that we were really conscious of is the pairings. We didn't want to change the pairings that from the classic shorts, because those pairings were created, for a reason, for comedy. The archetypes play off each other. It's the way they write the comedy. So we sort of just talked it out. We knew we wanted to do, the majority of the shorts with our main cast are stars, but we wanted to sort of highlight certain ones, like the Three Bears we're going to bring back, and other sort of deep cuts that we love personally.
Every character sort of represents a different comedy engine. Even if you're pairing them, it's like you have an established character like Bugs, but then, there's different opponents like Beat Puma or who you can pair him with, and it changes the dynamic and it changes where the jokes are going to come from. So the first step is sort of like because everybody in the room had favorite obscure characters, but you kind of identify like, okay, where does the comedy come from? Because we're not looking to reinvent any characters. We're like, why did they invent this character, and what kind of jokes were they trying to do with them? And do we have anything to add to that?
Looney Tunes comics, starring Cecil the Fastest, even faster than Bugs Bunny. Oh no, he's not!
We got through so many of our dream list.
And we also had to sort of fortifies them, sort of make them 40 style, if they weren't made in the 40s, so, which was also challenging and to design it that way, to make it sort of fit our universe that we're creating.
Yeah.
Why do you guys think Looney Tunes continues to resonate and have an impact on pop culture?
I have a strong opinion about this. I think that they are a mirror to our world. I feel like when we look at those characters and we see they are us, they're the versions of us that we aspire to, or not aspire to, or laugh at ourselves, our failures, our successes. Bugs, everybody wants to be Bugs because he's the smartest guy in the room. He stands up for the little guy. Daffy can span the whole spectrum of emotions. Porky's a good guy, the do-gooder and average man. Tweety's the cute little guy that's devilish, behind. I just think they are these core archetypes and core personalities that are fundamental to humans on Earth. And I feel like they were able to, the Termite Terrace and the directors and the storytellers there were able to laugh at the world and make fun of it and capture those emotions and those personalities into these characters. And they just transcend. I mean, it's like, why does any cartoon character hit? It's because it's like something that's something that speaks to you. It's like the world that you're seeing. So that's my thought on it.
I kind of feel like when you watch them, you kind of know what to expect. But at the same time, they always do something that that you don't expect. And so you throughout watching like an episode, and I feel like a lot of like our board artists and our directors and Pete and Alex, like they're kind of masters at what do you call it, of making it all look, like an everyday thing, like things start out in a cartoon, really normal, but by the end of the cartoon, it's just crazy. Like you wouldn't, yeah.
Jumps the rails in a fun way.
Yeah, right.
I think Looney Tunes still resonate with other people because like many of Looney Tunes fans, they look forward to, with technology, a new versions of Looney Tunes. I secretly was one of the many Looney Tunes fans, and growing up, I didn't speak English much back then, but Looney Tunes humor is something that I really resonated with.
A lot of us were drawn to Looney Tunes because they had this sort of like edge and, this sort of like, they felt like sort of pure unreleased id, and they're, a little more wise guy-ish and a little more...
they were super punk rock. It was like the punk rock cartoons of 30s, 40s. And also there's a sense of like the working class, like Warner Brothers cartoons are like the working class cartoons. They're like the ones that you're like at your lunch break and you want to show something to your buddy, something funny. It's like, that's what a Looney Tunes cartoon is to me.
I think that's the other thing is like, you can just jump in and show people these cartoons anytime. Like you don't need to know their backstories or anything, or any previous episodes. You can just jump in and have a good laugh, and that's it. Yeah.
Right, you don't need to know Bugs' history of why he's there or where he came from. It's just like it's a self-contained piece of entertainment, right?
No canon. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no canon.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, there's some canon.
Yeah.
Yes, there are canons.
Pete, you had a really good answer earlier about how it's a mirror to society. And, I think a lot of people, identify with them because they see themselves. So which
And every culture, I mean, all around the world. It's not
It's-
just the United States. It's like, I mean, and we also had people from all different experiences, from all different walks of life, all parts of the world. And the one thing we all had in common is that we saw these as kids or as young adults or as adults, and we responded to them, and we have a love and a respect for them. So I think that speaks to the magic behind sort of why they connect and why they last.
That being said, which Looney Tunes character do each of you most identify with?
Probably Daffy for me,
Doing my laundry in the library.
because I'm a little ADD and I kind of go over, and I can be really, really crazy at one moment and then really upset one moment and really silly or really angry.
The crazy thing is, I don't even wear clothes.
I'd say probably Marvin. There's just something.
I can see that.
I claim this planet in the name of Mars. Aww.
He's kind of like a wimpy nerd, an angry wimpy nerd. I don't know. I relate to that.
Oh dear.
I would say Porky for me.
Yeah.
I've always dreamed of making it big someday.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Timid, shy little guy, rarely wears pants.
Andy, where did you get all those pants? You mean they're not yours? Of course not.
Aaron, I was gonna say the same thing. I think it might be sad, but I do relate to Porky the most. Just feel like
I can see that. You guys are both super sweet and super kind.
Oh, you're in a good hands, mister. We've been voted a quietest library in 6 years and counting.
I got trouble getting the right words out sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
trying our best.
My favorite's Daffy. We share the same birthday. And,
what?
Oh, perfect.
Thanks, chum. No problemo. I'll take it from here. So, how's the cartoon today?
Daffy, I feel like he's just so crazy and funny, and I wish I can loosen up like him, and he makes me laugh a lot. So
I'm gonna say that I'm a mixture of all of them.
Ooh, I'm really on the wall. This is your big chance to get discovered as a famous artist, Doc. Oh, thank you. Sure thing, Buster.
Yeah.
Suffering fuckatash. When it comes to producing the show, what is the most difficult thing and what is the most rewarding thing, would you say?
Capturing the quality, the animation, the performances, the writing, the music, the voice acting, all of it, making it all. I mean, it's all the best ever done. So when you're trying to achieve that, you're striving your best and you're working within the parameters of production and and deadlines and all that stuff. But yeah, it was definitely the most challenging. Animation quality, the quality of the character animation to get the personality the best we can to portray. It's hard, we don't have some of the luxuries they had as far as staff to animate. We had a few animators on staff, but they would animate completely in-house in the United States back then. And they also had years and years and years to perfect the art form and learn and grow as artists. So that was sort of the most challenging, getting up to speed, finding the crew, the right people. And the most rewarding is for me, it's working with everybody. It's seeing people thrive. It's seeing artists work together. Feeding off that energy and that creativity. It's so rewarding.
I'll second everything Pete's saying about getting the animation just right and the performance and the writing and making sure you're finding the humor and that it's coming from a place of character. There's a lot of trial and error behind that, but it's real satisfying when it comes together. The most rewarding part for me has 100% been watching it with my kids and seeing how much they love it and that they actually they beg me to watch the new ones when they come out and seeing them laugh. There's something because the kid's not going to fake it for you. So
Yeah, it's true.
So it sort of proves that it works. It's like, oh, thank God, Dynamite is still funny. Like seeing like kids bust up at a mallet gag or a TNT gag after working on it for years. It's like, okay, I guess it does work.
There's for me, like the challenging part is there's a thing that happens in animation. I feel like when you finish this stuff, it doesn't, I don't know, it never really quite feels like the plan. But then like after a while, when you see it, it's like, wow, that really did turn out pretty good, you know.
Right,
and
right.
It just, it's just like it takes some time almost, you know, to what do you call it, for you to kind of see the scope of things after.
It's always different in your head. You have it in your head, and then you see it, and you're like, "Oh, is that what was up there?"
Yeah, and
it's not necessarily bad.
Yeah, and the reward is, you know, I mean, I can't I can't. I feel like what Pete and Alex said. Like, there's, you know, there's nothing more rewarding than having, you know, a good crew to work together with that you look forward to every day talking with and just obsessing over this medium, you know, and telling jokes and you know, yeah.
It's like finding your people, right? I mean, I always like, you know, I mean, I grew up in a small town. There was not that many people that were into old cartoons and animation, and then you come out in this business and you find people that like it too, and it's like a family, you know. You find your family, artist family. It's nice.
Nothing like a joyride, eh, Porky? You said it.
For me, what was the challenge? The consistency to so we have a Bible of like these are the artists we're supposed to follow, and this is the quality it's supposed to be, and just making sure that it's still up to that same bar. I have to open it and kind of refresh myself, like, oh yeah, this is the shorts that we were looking at, these are the references and artists, you know. And I have to like compare it constantly, like, okay, is this like up to the same quality, you know? As for a reward, just like Alex, Pete, and Aaron has said, it's working with everybody, and also the reward of seeing reaction of people, like laughing at it or excited to share about Looney Tunes coming out. It's so like that moment, it makes me realize like, oh, we did it, you know.
Right.
It's really rewarding. Yeah.
And also seeing it with an audience. We had a few times that we were able to see it with a group, and it's these you know, animated cartoons are supposed to be seen with a group of people, in my opinion, and having that experience was magical. It was amazing. Actually, when a joke lands, you're like, wow, it worked. You look around, you're like, wow, it worked. I can't believe it worked.
It's just so rewarding to like work with your buddies, your pals all day, and then seeing these cartoons made and having all these people enjoy them. Like, because, you know, we laugh at each other's jokes, but you don't know if other people are gonna laugh at them. Like, all right, I don't know if we're crazy or not. We're just spitballing all day to each other, and it's just so awesome to see everyone appreciate them like we do.
For me personally, the most difficult thing is also the most rewarding thing, and that is getting to pay homage to Mel Blanc, someone that can never be matched. I knew that you guys were gonna bring 1,000% energy to the look and the stories and the pacing and the you know, even the sound. We got to credit the musicians. You know, I knew everything was going to be kicked up a notch, and knowing that I was going to be in the driver's seat for some of these characters, oh boy, you know, you're just like, oh God, you know, I got to keep up with you guys and try to match someone like Mel.
I'm throwing every trick in the book at this guy. And I should know, I wrote it. What's going on here?
I wanted to definitely, if there was a mission that I had, was to match the energy and acting that Mel had in the characters. You know, he sounded like he was bursting at the seams when he did some of these voices, like with characters like Yosemite Sam.
All right, Rabbit. The party's over.
What's up, Jack?
Rabbit, you're gonna make me a hat.
Well, since you asked nicely.
Poor Fred Tatasciore.
Boy, Fred's amazing at it too.
Fred,
That's a hard one, boy. That's a
Fred
hard
had to
voice.
do Yosemite, and that is a tough one. And I mean, Jeff with Foghorn.
Now listen, I'm here with a proposition for you. How'd you like a nice, fat, juicy chicken for breakfast?
You know, I finally, you know, I love hearing his Foghorn. It's great.
He's great at Foghorn.
You guys came up with some really good one-liners for him, and of course Candy.
Yeah, Johnny, our writer, literally liked writing some of those Foghorn metaphors or just
those
the
isms.
The Foghorn isms.
Boy's like a dirt road through a cornfield. Nothing between the ears.
He could write them all day. We had to cut. I remember that Foghorn script, the first Foghorn script. I think it was the longest script of the whole show. It was like, I think Jack or somebody was like, "This is like a 17-page script for a 6-minute cartoon."
It's amazing.
We had to X out.
5 minutes too long. Yeah.
What's to come, Pete? Can you tell us anything about?
A lot more cartoons. I mean, we have a really cool back to school special. Now, I'm a father of 3 children, and I've been homeschooling or distance learning 2 of them for the last year and change here. And I got to tell you, I can't wait for back to school to happen.
so much.
So
that
we
you guys
made a back
special.
to school special. So it's sort of themed Looney Tunes that have something to do with going back to school. I think that's coming out later this summer.
And will there be any more specials like how we did the you know Bugs Bunny's 24 Karat holiday special? That was
well, I'll say that we are putting together something for the spooky time of year, which is in October. So, yeah.
Speaking of the future, we have a first look at a Looney Tunes cartoon short. But before we get into that, I just want to thank all of our panelists for joining us. Pete, Aaron, Alex, Caroline, and Keika. Thank you guys so much. And thank you for watching us from home. We should give everyone a big wave. So please make sure to watch Looney Tunes Cartoons on HBO Max and be on the lookout for the Back to School special premiering on August 19th. Thank you guys.